Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have the LEGO Star Wars Advent Calendar for this year, 2024, which released in September and retails for $45. Set number 75395, 368 pieces. The front of the box has some nice artwork showing a tree with some presents and some of the things that will come in this Advent Calendar, with what looks like wrapping in a bow, which looks very awesome. On the back is some more artwork and showing you, where the days are and how you open. It's just small little flaps. You can even see an AT-AT here with some of the wrappings around like it's about to fall. And how every advent calendar works is it's a flap that comes down, and here are every separate day leading up to Christmas Eve. The artwork here is the shield generator and ion cannon from Hoth, but it looks like an ornament with that hook there. I really love that. You can see some more things that come in this. So I did day by day for this specific advent calendar, so that's why this review is coming post Christmas, because I did want to experience it. So there were a total of 6 minifigures to come in this advent calendar, so the rest are builds. So this was 6 days, so majority were builds for this set. Starting with the plain 501st Trooper, I'm not going in any particular order, so these aren't, which ones you get first. I'm just starting off with the 501st Trooper. This is pretty much the same design that we've gotten from the Battle Pack and the most recent Order 66 Chase that had Grogu from the Mandalorian series, except this one is the helmet holes, so it's the more recent one in 2024. But other than that, I mean, the printing looks very good on the torso and legs. Like I said, it's pretty much the same from the Battle Pack. And then the set also comes with one Super Battle Droid, which also came in the Battle Droid and Clone Trooper Battle Pack earlier this year, which, sparked and ended the hiatus of getting Super Battle Droids. So it's nice to get another one in this set, and it's pretty much the same one with, the updated printing, like with the dot there and the stability in terms of the midsection. It doesn't break apart as some of the old ones did. Next up is a Praetorian Guard. This is the same minifigure that we got earlier this year as well from a Mando Season 3 set with Moff Gideon. And this is a very excellent minifigure. It is a new helmet mold that came out this year, and I really do love it. So this is the Mandalorian version of the Praetorian Guard, not the sequel version. And the Praetorian Guard does have an energy weapon. But I do really just love the printing and the way this minifigure looks. Would have loved some sort of waist cape, as they did have one in the show. Next up is Ahsoka, and this is her attire from her TV series. I really love the arm printing and all the printing on the torso and legs. We had also gotten this minifigure in her T6 shuttle, so it is the same minifigure, but it's very nice to get her in this advent calendar, and she does come with her white lightsabers, but it's using more of a clear piece to mimic the white, but still looks good nonetheless. Up next is Princess Leia, but this is a different minifigure as she has a Christmas sweater on and just plain white legs for her pants. She does have her typical hairpiece and a smiling face, and she is carrying a pink mug, but I really love the sweater as it has 2 AT-ATs and a snow speeder flying in front of them. On the back, you can see the shield generator, a tauntaun, and another snow speeder. At least, that's what I think it is. She does have a second face, with it being more a furious one. And the last minifigure is a Christmas Luke Skywalker. Like Leia, he is also wearing a Christmas sweater, with this one having his home on Tatooine, and you can even see the 2 suns on the right side. He does come with his green lightsaber and a black minifigure hand for his glove, plain black pants for the rest of his outfit. This Luke also is using that newer hairpiece that he had that debuted in the Emperor's Throne Room diorama, which I think is really good. Like Leia, he has 2 faces, with one being a straight face and the other being a smiling face, and you can see the back printing, which is a sand crawler, which looks very nice. And here are all the builds for this advent calendar. I'm going to be going one by one, just giving my brief thoughts and going over small little details in the build. Like the minifigures, I won't be going in the order that you get them. I'll just be, going in just a random order. The first build that I would like to show is the mini kit. I can't explain how excited I was to open this one up and build it. This was, a childhood for the Lego Star Wars games back then, or any Lego game at that matter, and actually having a mini kit from a Lego set is just so awesome to have. Next up is a mini Ahsoka's T6 shuttle. I really love the design pattern. Here are the 3 engines on the back and, the back window for, the turret. At the front is just using a trans clear piece, I think black piece for the cockpit. And there is nothing on the back, so the design is only on the front. It is in that white and red color scheme, whereas, the most recent Ahsoka's T6 shuttle from her show had a more light bluish gray and dark bluish gray look to it. Next up is the Ghost from Star Wars Rebels, or it appears in the Ahsoka TV series as well, and I really love the use of these 3 different colors showing the coloring on top of the Ghost. You can see all the trans clear pieces here for all the windscreens, the cockpit, and the turret areas, and on the back are the engines. Very nice looking small build and looks very good for a Ghost. Next up is an AT-AT with all 4 legs being built the same way. It is a very simplistic build. Here is the head. It can move up and down. It definitely has the look of an AT-AT. I mean, you couldn't really do anything better. This is a miniature Yoda starfighter. It uses the green slope piece for the color of Yoda's ship. It uses a clear round brick for the cockpit, and there is even a blue stud on top for R2-D2, so I really love that little detail. You could even say that bright green piece inside could be Yoda himself, but I do not know for sure to be very confident on that. Next up is Luke's Sandspeeder. There are 2 clear slopes at the front for the windshield. There are 2 studs right here for C-3PO, and on the left side is Luke sitting next to him, and here are the engine thrusters on the back. This is a very nice, simple build, and it looks very good. Moving on next is a miniature TIE Fighter using a translucent clear piece, or the translucent black clear piece for the cockpit, and it does have blue plates on each side showing that kind of 2000s-esque when, the UCS TIE Interceptor used those blue colors. So I think that's what LEGO was going for this specific one, but yeah, it's in the shape of a TIE Fighter and it looks very good. Next up is the Millennium Falcon. It definitely has the shape of the Falcon. On the left side is the cockpit, and on the back are some translucent blue pieces for the thrusters on the back. This build looks very simple and very nice for a Millennium Falcon. Up next is the Firehawk, which is the ship in the Jedi Adventure show on Disney+. It's a very nice looking build and looks very good to the ship. There are 4 engine thrusters, and the translucent blue piece at the front for the cockpit is a very interesting build and a nice ship to get. Here is Palpatine's shuttle, which he used at the end of Revenge of the Sith to carry Anakin back to Coruscant. I really love this build. It looks very accurate, and I love the use of just placing a 1x2 tile in between this clip piece for, the top fin of the ship, and this is a very nice looking miniature build. And the wings can kind of fold up for the landing position, but their main use is for when it's in flight mode. Next up is what appears to be a Mandalorian Fang fighter. I really love this build specifically and how it was built. It looks very good, and it uses the translucent blue piece as well for the cockpit, and this is a very nice looking build. Next up is a Y-Wing Starfighter. The nacelles were built very good on each side. They look very good. There is a silver chrome piece in the middle, which I think is for the astromech droid, and then the cockpit piece at the front, and it does have the shape of a Y-Wing Starfighter, and this is one of my favorites from this advent calendar. Next up is the Razor Crest. Now this build looks very detailed for being very small. The engines look very nice. The shaping is there. I love the use of the yellow tile on each side for the paint job, though I said the same thing with the UCS Razor Crest, where it's mostly in the show, it's a more gold pattern, but for LEGO they did use the color yellow. And then here are the front cannons and the cockpit pieces. So this is a very nice miniature Razor Crest. Up next is a U-Wing, which is very nice to get in this miniature form. I think, with it being miniature, it does look a bit wide. The ship was a very slim and sleek starship, but LEGO did get the 4 engines in the back and the look down, so I really love the colors as well, and it does look very good. Moving on is a miniature X-Wing. I would have loved this X-Wing to be in a more white color rather than, light bluish gray, but it does still get the job done. There is a blue stud for R2-D2, and there is a red stripe for the color of the X-Wing, and the X-Wing wings can open to form, when they're in attack pattern, so I really do love that as well. It was very cool to see a miniature sail barge with the release of the UCS sail barge this year, and this is a very nice looking miniature sail barge. It stands on a black piece for, to show that it is floating, and it just looks very awesome, and I love the use of these kind of like half slope pieces at the front for the, curvature at the front. Here is the miniature Venator, which I really do love. There is a 1x4 dark red piece for the hangar area, and on the back are 2 engines. At the top, it's just using a plate to mimic the bridge area. I think it would have been better had LEGO used the binocular piece, since each, it had 2 separate sections, but this still got the job done, and I really love the use of these kind of hard slope pieces to show some of the side angles, and this is a very nice miniature Venator. And the last miniature build is Darth Vader's castle, which I think is my favorite one of this set. I love the use of the trans-clear dark red piece at the bottom for lava, and just, look at this. It just looks so menacing and very nice. On the back, there's really no detail at all, but you're going to be displaying it here from the front, and I really love the use of different various types of slope pieces to really show the sharp angles of Darth Vader's castle. I think the builds in this advent calendar was stacked. Each one is very nice and built very well, and I loved every single one. The minifigures were a good selection and some good minifigures to get as well. So I think this was a very nice advent calendar for LEGO Star Wars. If you enjoyed the video, definitely lightsaber slash that like button and hit the subscribe button so you do not miss any more LEGO content. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.